What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Skip the Legend bringing you guys another video on, you guessed it, EverGrow Coin. So with what's going on right now for EverGrow Coin, they're currently sitting at 605722200, which means that you could buy $57. You can put in $57 and get 100 million tokens worth of EverGrow Coin, which if they broke a zero would be worth at least $100. Now, when we get to the chart, by the way, the market cap is at $270.8 million. Why am I just knocking the market cap? Because you probably are still watching this video and did not leave a like nor subscribed if you are new. 58% of you guys aren't subscribed to my channel, and it's very disappointing. But I will say this, I am happy and ecstatic that 52 comments were on my last video. So I love it when y'all comment, especially when there's 52 comments. So if you want to comment on this video, go ahead and comment. I will respond, unless you just left a comment that I don't feel like responding to, which is usually like FUD or something like that. But anyways, let's get back to EverGrow Coin, the video that y'all clicked on. EverGrow Coin is showing some descending action and could possibly have a thick red candle. They just had some descending action in the past, and there was a deep red candle, but then we saw some buying action and we saw an increase along with the increase of crypto, and we saw some positive growth for EverGrow Coin. Right now we're seeing a steady descending action, and you can see when we did see these selling hours, we had a $40,000 selling hour. It doesn't mean that everybody in that time span was selling, but a majority, especially when you look at the thickness of the red candles, majority of those of the volume during that time period was selling. And then you can see right here as well, over here, boom. Now this is an example of buying and selling, but more so selling, but not too much to where it was a thick red candle. And that was a $46,000 30-minute period. Earlier I said an hour and I meant 30 minutes. So 30-minute period, and then you can see right here $94,000 selling period for 30 minutes. And you can basically say honestly that all of it was just selling, because when you look at the candle, there's not even a little stick at the bottom. It's just the thick red candle. So definitely a lot of selling action in that time period, and afterwards there was $8,000, $4,000 buys to try to combat it, but then there was some more selling and so on and so forth. So yeah, there's some volume. There's a lot of more selling volume than there is buying volume, and I do believe there is a thick red candle coming soon, unless crypto does a quick reverse, or not a quick reversal, but just does a reversal out of nowhere, which you could say is on the precipice that it is due for a huge massive reversal. Before we get to that, let me first tell you that the number of holders of EverGrow Coin is currently sitting at 136,594 addresses. So that's nice. It's increasing a little bit. Now let's get to crypto. You can now see that the market cap of crypto is sitting at $2 trillion, or $2.08 trillion. This is 0% increase for the last 24 hours, which is kind of crazy. I know, 0% increase or decrease in the last 24 hours for crypto. That is the most stable that you'll ever see crypto a day in its life, okay? Now the trading volume is at $72 billion, or $72.9 billion. So honestly, it's touching the 73 billion mark. But the Bitcoin dominance is at 40.1%, and Ethereum's dominance is at 18%. And it all makes sense because when you look at the trading volume, because the trading volume of EverGrow Coin is at $440,000. And with the trading volume of crypto being so low, and the dominance of Bitcoin still dominant over 40%, it makes sense for EverGrow Coin to be at below $500,000 in trading volume. And when we go to look at where exactly that trading volume is coming from, 99.44%, according to CoinGecko, of course, is coming from PancakeSwap. So $436,000 is being traded and on a DX exchange. When we look at Buybox, LBank, and Bitmart, they are not making too much. They are bringing in trading volume, but it doesn't matter too much because they are CEX exchanges. But just for the record, 2.4K dollars has came from Buybox. L-Bank is $55,700, and Bitmart is at $168,843 as far as trading volume goes. Now, when we come over to Twitter, there was actually a lot of action. Now, we can see the team posted. Some very special people are leading our 75-person strong community team and helping to bring the EverGrow army. This is basically talking about the EverGrow community Twitter handle or Twitter page. If you want to go check that out, go ahead and do so. But Sam also released a tweet yesterday saying that what's on schedule, CRATOR and the Play to Earn game. What's ahead of schedule, NFT marketplace, wallet, and exchange. So that is being stated by Sam. I just want to state for the record that I don't want to say this. This is what I don't want to say. I don't want to say that EverGrow Coins holders are impatient. I don't think they're impatient as far as when it comes to CRATOR, because the original stigma or the original plan was that it was going to be released in December of 2021, and now it's mid-February of 2022. And people are starting to call people that are upset or just bothered by the fact that CRATOR is behind schedule or the original schedule. They're upset and calling people that are upset impatient and just quick money grabbing investors. I don't think that's the case. Not when you have actually been told by the team that this was what's going to be executed and this is when it was going to be executed. But I will point out that maybe holding back CRATOR's launch did improve it and stop it from being a complete piece of trash. Obviously they wouldn't have stopped it for any other reason. I just want to point that out there. But what's on schedule is CRATOR. The Play to Earn game is also on schedule to be released in Q1 of 2022. And then you also have what's ahead of schedule, the NFT marketplace, which is still going to be released in Q1 of 2022. The wallet and the exchange, we don't really have any news on when the wallet and exchange are going to be like what's actually happening with the wallet and exchange. We do know the time periods of which they're going to be released, but even so, the EverGrow wallet is being released in Q2, and then you have the EverGrow exchange in Q3. I don't want to fire too many shots at Sam or be taken as someone that's firing shots at Sam. I just want to be honest and say that if you're saying these things are ahead of schedule, that would mean that the wallet is going to be released in Q1 of 2022 and the exchange is going to be released in Q2 of 2022. Otherwise, it's going to be at the same rate as the investors from the investors' point of view. But from the team aspect, it could definitely be ahead of schedule. So so that's just both point of views, because I know there's some subscribers who are probably thinking, but wait, isn't it Q1? So if the NFT marketplace was ahead of schedule, then that means it would have been already released. So I want to acknowledge that thought as a valid thought, but I also do see where Sam is coming from in the sense of they might have planned it to be late 2022 of Q1, and it's actually done now, or it's going to be done in a couple weeks or so. And same for wallet and the exchange. And some brighter news, because I know you guys are probably thinking I'm creating FUD about EverGrow Coin, even though I'm just trying to be honest. The Certik audit is complete. Our Certik audit is complete, and we are incredibly honored and proud to have achieved such a great score. And they achieved the score of a 92. If you're wondering who are some of the tokens that have the highest scores, Terra got a 97 score, Polygon got a 93, Shiba Swap got a 93, Pancake Swap got a 95. We actually have gotten a higher score than Sandbox, or the Sandbox, and tied with Aave. And then Binance had a higher score than us. 1inch Network had a higher score. Meta Hero, and then actually tied with Certik as far as our security score goes. The token with the highest score ever on Certik score, or Certik audit, I don't know why it says Certik score, but is Orion Protocol. But don't worry too much about that, don't worry. But one thing to note is the fact that they have only a $140 million market cap, and they've been around since 2020, so they still have time to get up there and like rank, but it is important to note this is not to poop or praise on Certik Audit score, but I think it's just something to note that your Certik score is not necessarily going to be something that boosts your market cap or whatever. This isn't stocks, this is crypto, so keep that all in mind. I'm also sure that some of you guys want to know what SafeMoon's Certik Audit score was, and it was an 88. So yes, we're 4 points above SafeMoon. Go ahead and create some hype in the comment section down below, because I'm sure, I am positive you guys are going to have y'all are going to either do it on my channel or on someone else's channel or just somewhere else in general. And since I'm over on Certik Audit, let's go ahead and go over EverGrow Coin score, which is actually a 93 when I come to their site. I hope I'm at the right site at least. But it's a 93 right here, and then you go down a little bit and then you can see where they have their findings. There's 3 major findings, 5 minor, and 10 informal. They say the major issues were centralization and privilege major concerns or major findings. One of them was resolved, but there's still 2 that are unresolved. I feel like this has to do with ownership rights to the contract. You also have in the minor category volatile code, logical issue, and then 10 informal, language specific, gas optimization, coding style, and volatile code. So the volatile coding style, the volatile code and coding style, and then language specific, those are things that are like not surface level. Those are things that are just back end stuff, really. When we get down to the Skynet area, a security oracle leverages intelligence engines like Skynet to bring security insights on chain 24/7, running security intelligence engine. We get down here and we can see that their biggest issue was a safety assessment. Everything else was in the high 90s or mid to high 90s. Static analysis. One issue detected out of 34 vulnerability and security checks, which gave them an accumulated score of 98. On-chain monitoring, healthy based on real-time transactional tracking systems. That was given a 94 score. Social sentiment, positive based on social monitoring and sentiment analysis, 94 grade. Governance and autonomy, strong based on checking and tracking of privileged movements, 95 score. Market volatility, robust based on indicators over trading volume, liquidity, and depth. That was given a score of 100. Now, when we get to the safety assessment, that was given a score of 73. Average based on 15 safety and hazard evaluations. So, yeah, I know y'all wanted to see a comparison, so we'll go over to SafeMoon, and when we look at theirs, they had no major issues, especially when it came to centralization and privilege, except one, and that was partially resolved. They had a medium with which was a logical issue, which was not resolved. But when we get down to the Skynet scores, they got a 98, 94, 88, and then when you get to the governance autonomy, you can see they got a 79, weak based on checking and tracking of privileged movements. And then their safety assessment got a score of a 72. And then just to be extra, we'll throw in Shiba in there as well. They had 8 major issues or findings. They had 34 total findings, and every last one of them was resolved, especially the 8 major findings, which was centralization, privilege, logical issue, as well as volatile code. One medium, which was a logical issue, also resolved. Now, as far as the 11 minor go, centralization, privilege, logical issue, and mathematical operations, 10 were resolved and 1 was partially resolved. So for the most part, they was resolved. And then you go over and look at their Skynet score, and you can kind of see that they're actually really critical when it comes to the safety assessment. Shiba was given an 87 score. Market volatility was 100. Everything else was really high except for social sentiment. That was an 88. And then on-chain monitoring, which was an 88, which they said was sub-healthy based on a real-time transactional tracking systems. And then if you go further into their report, then you will see that they really went into a lot of detail as far as everything goes. When it comes to the on-chain monitoring, you also can go down and see the section about governance and autonomy, where it has the burn address and different wallet addresses, including the Team Dev wallet. And then you see the holder asset distribution. So they really went the whole mile and some when it comes to this report. And you can also see a little bit higher where they go over the top exchanges, top DX liquidity pairs, market volatility for EverGrow Coin, and then even the social media for EverGrow Coin, the sentiment analysis. You can see positive, 28.5% positive, 68.0% neutral, and 3.5% negative stuff. And then social keywords aggregated by Certik. This is all from February 15th to February 16th. So you can, this report is, I respect it 100%. They definitely went the whole extra mile and then some for this report. So I have no reason but to respect it. And then they even gave us a PDF to actually look at the findings they got. One was, and this is the one that was acknowledged, centralization risk in EverGrow Coin solidity is basically the code. Initial token distribution, and that was part of the, those three. All these are part of the centralization / privilege category. And then centralization risk related to add liquidity ETH and fee addresses, and this was mitigated. So the status of that one was mitigated. The status of the initial token distribution was resolved, and then the centralization risk in EverGrow Coin solidity was acknowledged. And then you can see all the other stuff that was acknowledged was data is not removed from shareholder indexes, third-party dependencies, inconsistent logic, missing zero address validation, unchecked ERC20 transfer from call, missing emit events, safe math included, and pragma, and then a couple other things. I don't want to go over all of this stuff, but I mean, I think y'all can do. Y'all are big boys and girls. Y'all can look this stuff up on your own. I just want to give a quick, full little talk about EverGrow Coin in the Certik audit. And how I'll end this video off is the fact that there is $57.5 or $450 in the Team Dev wallet as far as BUSD rewards goes. So what am I basically saying there? I'm basically saying that in another day or two, especially if we get that huge dip that I was talking about earlier in this video, that we could burn 100 billion tokens of EverGrow Coin and then some in one foul swoop and one foul transaction. I want to thank you guys all for watching this video. Hopefully the Certik audit not proved, I hate that I used the word prove, but showed that EverGrow Coin is not perfect. Okay, I want everyone to note that EverGrow Coin is not perfect, nor is any cryptocurrency. I couldn't find a cryptocurrency on Certik audit that got a score of 100, and EverGrow Coin is not one of the tokens that got a score of 100, nor is it a score that got a score of above 95, and there was tokens that got scores of above 95, but they are still a great token nonetheless, and you can put this further into your books of your own due diligence. As I always say, leave a like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. I love you all. Y'all have a blessed one and stay safe. I'm still holding my EverGrow Coin. Peace.